judge is Bill Hauser, linesman is Chris Matz, and the back judge is Dan D'Alessandro.
All right. The wind is a big factor, and it's supposed to be windy all day. The wind is blowing across the field, and it is blowing towards the Lacey Central stand, so it's going out of the west.
Yeah, it is, and I think that, as I mentioned pre-game, I think this will affect Central more than it will affect Lacey. I think I have to make a change on the captain for Central. It's 76, Pat Tunney.
All right. This is a South Jersey Group 3 first-round playoff game. The first time these two teams have ever met in the playoffs. Lacey's made a habit of the playoffs, 2 state championships, Tony. Central, only 1 appearance ever. 1975, they got blown out in the first round.
Okay, you're right. I don't think it was 75, was it? Was it 85?
85, and it was Willingboro.
Willingboro, and they got beat
shut out 48
to nothing. But again, this is a different team.
Different coach?
Different coach, different coaches. And Dan Duddy has an excellent program going at Central. They're 8-1 on the freshman level this year. Their varsity is 7-0-1. They've got a program that will be going for a number of years with winning records.
Mentioned the freshman score yesterday, Tony. You mentioned Central's great freshman team.
Right, they knocked off Lacey 21-13.
Their only defeat, was it on the last play of the game against Pinelands?
Right, Pinelands regional freshman. So they have a fine program, and their freshman coaches have done an excellent job.
Well, we've had unseasonably warm weather all throughout the season, but it caught up with us today. This is football weather. It is cold, and it's supposed to get colder as the day goes on. Central in the white, and Lacey now taking the field. They wear the all-blue uniforms, and Central will align to receive this kickoff. Lacey kicking off going left to right on your screen. And those flags down the end zone over the scoreboard would give you an idea how strong that wind is today, as it is whipping those flags towards the Central stands across the way.
I think what we'll have today is a hard-hitting game. You have two rivals who are bitter rivals on the athletic field, and I think that there'll be a hard-hitting game, and both teams are coming out here. I was talking to the coaches. They said that they didn't have to work on getting the kids up. They were up already.
Jason Dunn will kick off for the Lions. There you see Jason teeing the ball up. And deep for Central Regional, we should have Hirschblom, and he is only a sophomore. And he is in the center of the field to return this kick, Brian Hirschblom. Fogarty and McCall should be the other deep backs for Central Regional. And we're just about ready. We got the Lacey band, Tony, right in front of us, so we may be drowned out a little bit during the game.
That'll be good for something. Oh, there goes the ball. It blew off the tee.
So the winds become a factor before the game even starts.
Before the clock starts, the wind's a factor. Talking to the Central coaches, they are very impressed with the deep return man for Central, Brian Hirschblom. They say he's the speed on their team, and he had thought about going out for cross-country prior to the season. They're very happy that he didn't.
Just blew off the tee again. That's 2. We want to thank John Gardy, Director of Athletics here at Lacey Township, and a former head coach of the Golden Eagles of Central, for allowing us to do the game today. Thank you, John.
And, of course, John, because he has to be here today because of this game, is missing seeing Garrett, his son, play at Cornell, and that Cornell's playing Penn today.
Don't forget, just as we end at half, we will announce our 1993 Channel 8 All-Star Football Team Player of the Year and Coach of the Year. And they're going to have to get a holder, Tony. That ball just blew off the tee for a 3rd time.
And the guy coming in to do the holding is number 30, Bill Simonson.
Simonson, the strong safety for the Lacey Lions. And the Candyman's here today, Tom Kelleher.
Oh, my, I saw a lot of people. Joe Adalisi of the Press, Kevin Williams of WOBM. Everybody's here for this big game.
Here we go. End over end, right to Hirschblom on the 7. Hirschblom on the return. Hirschblom is rocked. A good hard hit by Lacey Township Art Brannigan made the stop.
Art Brannigan came down the field flying and put a shoulder into Hirschblon's thigh and knocked him off balance.
Here's the offensive unit for Central. Jason Pozo, the veteran quarterback. Brian McCall and Andy Parks, the running backs. The flanker or wingback, Walter Dudley. And he'll alternate with Mike Steers. The ends, Charlie Pardo-Panides and Jim Zellman. The centers, Pat Tunney. I'll give you the line in just a moment. First down play from the 19. And the Eagles go around the right side on the first play. Brian McCall, who is one of the top scorers in shore area football. Brian picks up 2 yards, 2nd and 8. The offensive guards for the Golden Eagles, Tony McCurry and Jason Montero. The tackles, Peter Versa and Slade Ellis.
2 fine tackles, just a good, outstanding offensive line for Central.
2nd and 8 for the Eagles. Pozo rolling out, and he's going to be trapped, and he can't get away. Tackled on the 20-yard line. Matt Kitano makes the stop, the defensive lineman for Lacey.
One of the things that Lacey wanted to do today was put some pressure on Pozo. Most of the year he hasn't faced too much pressure, so they feel that if they put some pressure on him, maybe they'll be able to disrupt his offensive game plan.
Loss of a yard, 3rd and 9 for Central. I'll give you that Lacey defensive unit when we get a chance. Central splits Hirschblon wide to the left, and they set a slot. Pozo on a run. Pozo's got some room. Pozo, first down for Central Regional. Carries across the 30-yard line.
Once again, as I said early in the game, I think Jason Pozo, possibly because he's a senior upperclassman, he has some real ability. He might be able to difference today at that quarterback position.
Here's a penalty after the play against the Lacey Township squad. Maybe a late hit, Tony?
Yeah, I think it was a late hit. And again, when you see Pozo running the ball, the Lacey Lions want to get some licks on him, and maybe that one was a little bit late.
First down for Central at their own 47-yard line. Here come the Golden Eagles. They usually have those ends in tight, both the right end and the left end. They have a wing to the right. McCall. And McCall is hit after a 2-yard gain, falls forward, might have got 3, over the 50-yard line to the Lacey 49. Let me set the defense. Greg Halsworth is one of the defensive ends, along with T.J. Hutler, a good one. The tackles, Rob Frazee and Matt Kitano. The linebackers, Casey Mahoney and Steve Stoop. You'll see Dave Pestricello at linebacker, and also he'll come up on the line as a defensive end. Mike Pluta and Brian Tamler, the cornerbacks, and Bill Simonson and Doug Lemanowitz are the safeties. Andy Parks, and he's very close to that marker, maybe a yard short, Tony. 2nd down and short.
Good defensive play. They look like they stunted into the line of scrimmage where the play was going, but Andy Parks, as tough as he is, kind of shrugged off the tackle at the line of scrimmage and slid through for about a 7-yard gain.
3rd and 1 for the Golden Eagles at the Lacey Township 43-yard line. Split backfield, wing right. Little mix up there. He just barely got the handoff. They bumped into each other, the running back and the quarterback, and it looks like Lacey stopped them short of a first down.
It's going to be very, very close.
Steve Stoop reports in at linebacker for Lacey, wearing number 80 in blue. 3rd down, less than a yard. Big play right here early in the ball game, Tony.
Well, 3rd down, short. They're going to go for it. They're probably going to run the ball. You've got 2 good running backs in McCall and Andy Park. So again, you can pretty much Lacey can't key on one of those running backs. Either one can carry it for a first down. And of course, you've also got a great runner in Pozo. So if you fake it to one of those guys, he's a possibility.
McCall and Parks, a good combination, 1-2 punch for Central. When Lacey gets the ball, you're going to see a pretty good 1-2 punch in
Sala and Mahoney. And of course, they've also, the last couple of weeks, Lacey has used Art Brannigan, who was last week against Pinelands, had a 70-yard run called back.
All right, it's 4th down and less than a yard for Central Regional. Parks, first down, and he hits the 40-yard line. Makes it with a couple of yards to spare, and the Golden Eagles come out here and move the football to start this ball game.
And a credit to that has to go to the offensive line. They ran off the left side, and you've got Peter Versa and Charlie Parlapanides, and the guard on that side also was Tony McCurry.
Pat Tunney very quickly up over that football to center for Central Regional, leading that offensive line. Tunney is a veteran. Pozo wants to run, looks downfield, throws, complete. No, he dropped the ball, Tony. He had it, but he dropped it. Looks like Mike Steers was the intended receiver. He did catch it. They did give him the completion.
They did. That was Mike Steers on the reception. Once again, the thing that's so impressive is they had pressure on Pozo. He just rolled outside of it, pulled up, and made the completion. I think the officials might have missed one.
Folks, if Tony and I don't play off each other, it's because we can't hear each other with the band playing. First down for Central. Coming outside. And nice pursuit by the Lions defense. Simonson, the first one there. And he
strong safety up on the line of scrimmage, made an excellent play of stringing that out. Brian McCall tried to bounce it outside, and Bill Simonson was right there to make the play.
Big play by the Lacey defense, a loss of 1 on a play. It'll be second down and 11. Central can get a first down inside the 3-yard line.
This is a big series, and again, what's so important here is you got Jason Pozo. If he gets out on the corner, he can either run the ball or throw the ball.
Hirschblom, the only player wide, everybody else in tight. Second down on a 13-yard line. Pozo on a play action. He's going to run it, and he's inside the 5-yard line near another first down.
That's exactly
by about 2 yards.
Exactly what I said, Ken. Pozo gets on the corner. He's decisive. He sees that he has a chance to get good yards. He turns it upfield and runs for about 8 yards.
Offensive guard Jerry Karras reports in for that goal line defense for Lacey.
He goes in at linebacker for them. They feel that he's a real comer at linebacker. He's got a chance to be a real good one.
Third down and about a yard for Central Regional at the 4-yard line. Golden Eagles ground game looking real sharp, and then Pozo on a scampers out of the pocket. And the offensive guard jumped for Central Regional on the right side. Illegal procedure, Central Regional.
Again, you can see the boys are fired up. Jason Montero on that, just a little bit early, jumping off, trying to get a good block. And again, that's a 5-yard penalty. As a coach, those kinds of penalties drive you crazy.
Yeah, Lacey pulls out 2 of their bigger guys, and they put in a couple other guys now with the ball pushed back a ways on their defense. They changed the look a little bit.
Right, they're going to go with a pass coverage defense. Ed Heffernan always doing an excellent job.
From the 10-yard line, and again, Lacey gang tackling and refusing to let McCall get extra yardage.
Brian Timel made the play. Number 18 came up and made an excellent tackle on McCall to knock him down at the 10-yard line.
Third down, about, call it 3. It's fourth down and 3. They're putting that marker, changing it real late. Ball's on the 6-yard line, and Central's going to attempt a field goal of 22 yards.
Number 24, Tom Loudon, is going to be their kicker today.
Here it is, Loudon. And it's no good. Loudon wide. So with 5:14 left in the first quarter, Central had the first chance to score, but the field goal is no good.
That's an important turnaround. They drove the ball right down the field. Lacey's defense came up big, forced the field goal, and once again, one of the things that could be a determining factor in the game today is that Loudon, this is the first time he's been kicking. They had Brian DiPiano kicking, and now today Loudon's doing it, and he showed a strong foot, but it was wide to the left.
Mike Granato, the quarterback for Lacey. Casey Mahoney and Gary Sasal, the running backs. And Bill Simonson will be the flanker. Dave Pestricello, the split end. They come straight ahead. And Central is right there to meet it. A gain of about 2 yards. Only going to give him 3. It'll be, I keep moving that marker a little bit, almost 4. And it's going to be second down. We'll call it a long 6 for Lacey Township. Offensive line for the Lions. Chuck Boyer is the center. Jerry Karras and Mike Dolan are the guards. Rob Schinder and Rich Diab are the tackles. Kurt Bender is the tight end. Pestricello and Lamanowitz come to the near side as twin wideouts. Casey Mahoney trying to get outside, and he does, and he crosses the 30-yard line for a first down.
I think that Casey Mahoney is only a junior, could be one of the outstanding football players to come out of Ocean County. He does everything. He runs, he blocks, he plays defense. He's a real plus for them.
Lacey, central defense, front four, Charlie Partopanides and Pat Tunney, the ends. Paul Dasty and Peter Bursa are the tackles. Linebackers, Walter Dudley and Tommy Kearns on the outside, Tony McCurry and Lonnie Howe. Inside, Howe will alternate with Andy Parks. Give you the secondary in a moment. First down play. No gain on the play. And the defense came right up on the line of scrimmage. McCurry led the charge from linebacker for Central. Let me give you the rest of the defense. The secondary for the Eagles, sophomore John Tice and Jason Pozo will be the cornerbacks, and Brian McCall is the safety man. He's a senior.
Okay, they're showing a little bit of a 5 on that play. They showed a little bit of a 5 look, and they keep flip-flopping back and forth. Now they've got a 4 look showing.
All right, so 1 yard gain. 2nd and 9 at the 33-yard line. Renato intercepted by Central Regional, Brian McCall. There's a flag after the hit. Let's see if that's a flag. It looks like a penalty flag unless he was marking where he went out of bounds. I think that's a penalty, Tony.
Looks like a penalty flag, sure does. But he's picking it up. We don't know what it... Face mask against Lacey.
So Brian McCall makes a big play. The young sophomore threw behind the intended receiver, and McCall was right there.
Well, it looked to me like that it was a quick tight end dump to Steve Stoop, number 80, and it looked to me like Stoop never looked. You can see it right here. Stoop is on the end of the line. You'll see Granado just take a quick step back and set the throw, and number 80, he doesn't even turn around. Stoop, and yeah, he did turn around, but the ball was behind him. Not a real good throw. And again, we thought that Pozo might be a difference today, and this is a big break for Central right here.
Well, it's a big penalty. It goes down to the 21-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles. Their second chance here to get on the scoreboard. The first one was denied on a field goal attempt that went awry. I formation, wing to the left. Now the official steps in, and now we have plenty of time left in the quarter. It's not the end of the quarter.
Now they're setting the chains.
I think 89, Partopanides had an equipment problem.
Oh, okay.
They're sending him off the field for Central Regional. And Central sends in Hirschblom as the other end. You're watching Adelphia Cable, Channel 8, the game of the week, and we're in the playoffs now. This is the first round of the NJSIAA playoffs, and the winner today will play December 4th against the winner of the Egg Harbor Pennsauken game. If Central wins, they'll go on the road. If Lacey wins, the game will be right here. Pozo setting up the throw, rifles the ball, almost intercepted by Doug Lamanowitz at the 10-yard line.
Right, it was right through number 88, Jim Zellman's hands, and right to number 27, Lamanowitz. But again, he was blocked out by Zellman coming across in front of him, so it made it almost an impossible catch. Plus, you don't get a lot of time to react when Jason Pozo throws the ball. He threw a laser there.
2nd and 10 for the Golden Eagles. Ball still at the 21-yard line. Again, the I formation. Parks, the up back. McCall, the tailback. It's Parks. And he is inside the 20, a gain of maybe 2. 2nd down and 8.
They tried to use Tony McCurry, number 56, to pull and lead on that quick trap inside. And what they do is cut back behind him with Parks, and Parks only gained 2 yards. Good cover, good defensive series there by Lacey Township.
T.J. Hutler on a stop for the Lions. Saw his father before the game, Ted Hutler, who played for Central. This is the family game. We got brothers and sisters that have went to each school, fathers and sons playing for the different schools. Third down. Pozo, rush, steps up, and throws as he's going down. And the Lions had him wrapped up. Hutler was in there again.
It's number 40, Chris Bergstrom. He made Pozo pull up inside, and Pozo pulled up, and then Bergstrom reached back, grabbed his shirt, and pulled him down. Excellent play by number 40, Chris Bergstrom.
Bergstrom is one of the linebackers. He'll come in there with alternating with Mahoney and Stoop as Mahoney plays offense. Right now, Mahoney's in there with Stoop. Fourth down play. They need 8. Rush is on again. Pozo running. Throws. End zone. Flag. And it may be interference, Tony, although he threw the ball out of the end zone. They threw those flags before the ball got to the end zone.
Yes, they did. I don't know who it's on. Maybe it's against Lacey.
Now, usually on an interference call, the ball's supposed to be catchable, right, Tony?
No, you're talking about high school ball. No, this is it might have been against Central, because now Lacey's offense is running onto the field.
All right, Lacey's going to take over.
Might have been offensive interference.
So 2 scoring chances for the Golden Eagles. This time, credit Lacey's defense because they really put the pressure on Jason Pozo.
Well, once again, you see the replay. See Chris Bergstrom. Look at the straight arm by Jason Pozo. Get free, but still Bergstrom comes back to put pressure on. And then just the strong arm of Jason Pozo. He saw he was in trouble. Threw the ball out of the end zone. Yep. Offensive pass interference.
They're marching a penalty off now against Central Regional. And Lacey's going to get good field position here at the 33-yard line to begin this series. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first quarter.
Okay, Central has had 2 series where they've had an opportunity to score and have come away with nothing. Sometimes that ends up being a big downer for them.
Sophomore Mike Granato calling the signals. It's Gary Sasawa. He's closing in on 1,000 yards rushing. And he is stopped after a gain of about 2. Stopped by Dudley, the newcomer at Central this year, who's had a great year at linebacker.
Yes, he has, and they've worked him in offensively. He's a real plus. I think there are 8 underclassmen starting on the defense for Central today, and talking to Vinny Casal and Steve Healy, they're very high on their defense.
2nd and 8 from the 35-yard line. I formation by the Lions. Sasala takes the toss. Sasala running hard. Sasala breaks into the clear. And Sasala dragged down from behind by Mike Steers, or he may have had a touchdown.
Right, exactly right. Steers came back. What was so nice about that is Gary Sasala, that was their toss power. He just followed the blocking, and when it opened up, he made his cut to the opening and went for a long gain.
28-yard carry by Gary Sasala takes it into Golden Eagle territory. First down for the Lions at the Central 37-yard line. Pestrichello to the far side as the split end. Wing back to the right. Again, the toss to the tailback. This time it's Mahoney. Mahoney lines up in the deep back position, Tony.
Right, they'll give, it doesn't matter to them, it's either back, Mahoney or Sasala, both do a good job of running. Oh, Tom Candyman is up here giving us candy.
Walter Dudley made the tackle for, thank you Candyman, for Central Regional. 43 seconds to go in the first quarter. Now, with that wind blowing across the field, does it matter which way you're going today, Tony?
It doesn't matter a great deal. I kind of think it might be easier going the way Central's going right now.
Going right to left is easier.
I think.
2nd down and 9. This time Sasala's the tailback. He breaks it again, and he may be off to the races. Pozo trying to cut him off, and he does. Pozo makes a great open field tackle.
He just really put the shoulder in. Quarterbacks usually aren't supposed to hit people. On that play, Jason Pozo laid Gary Sasala out with a good tackle, put his shoulder in, knocked him right out of bounds. The coaches from Central have talked about the ability that Jason Pozo has shown defensively in the last couple of games. He's been very impressive.
17-yard run by Gary Sasala. First down again for the Lions. The ball's marked at the Central 16-yard line. Timeout, end of the quarter. That's the end of the first quarter. We have no score. Central had 2 opportunities. Lacey's getting their first right here. Tony Sermarini and yours truly, Ken Turp, will be back with the second quarter. You're watching the game of the week on Adelphia Cable, Channel 8 in Toms River. In Lenoka Harbor for today's South Jersey Group 3 playoff game. And Lacey is driving right now against the Golden Eagles of Central, their Thanksgiving Day rivals. They will play again next week in the Shore Conference Championship game of B Division South. And again, it'll be here at Lacey. This is a first down play from the 16. Sasala. And the Lacey fans calling for a face mask penalty, no flag. McCurry makes the stop for the Golden Eagles.
McCurry's been a big part of their defense so far, doing a nice job. But the Lacey offensive line is very impressive, something that I was impressed with when I saw them in the first game of the year against Brick Memorial, and I'm still impressed. They open the holes, and Gary Sasala does a nice job of following those blocks. They pull, they trap, they block straight ahead. They do an excellent job, and Rich Stratton is doing a nice job with them.
Granado went over to Coach Versillo, and he comes back directly with a play, no messenger. Pitch to Mahoney. Mahoney's got a hold. Mahoney, a big, strong back, and a good tackle by Central Regional. And Mahoney inside the 10-yard line. Looked like he may have had a shot at going in the end zone, but Central tackled hard.
Number 29, sophomore John Tice, came up and made an excellent tackle on Casey Mahoney. I don't know if I'd want to tackle Casey Mahoney.
We get a timeout during the first half. We'll run down these coaches. We got some great coaches in this ball game. Both squads have excellent coaching staffs. Third down and 3 for Lacey at the Central 9-yard line. They line up in a power I formation. Sasala, tailback behind Mahoney. Sasala gets the call up the middle. Inside the 5, first down, Lacey. First and goal.
Once again, Central came out in a 6-man front, their defensive front, 6-5, and Lacey just used their power off of, and again, Central was a little bit worried about their right side when they put Diab and number 54, Jerry Carraz, together. They say they get a lot of yards running behind those two.
Walter Dudley finally made the stop for the Golden Eagles, but not before the Lions pick up a first down. Again, the power I. Against Sasala. Down up at the 3-yard line.
Once again, it's behind Diab, Carraz, Chuck Boyer, 3 excellent blockers who have done a good job all year.
Granado coming back to the sideline. Get close to Versillo here, the play. They're not sending messengers in. Rich Stratton, the assistant coach, next to Versillo on the field.
And the calls are coming down from up top here where their offensive coordinator, Ron Emmert, makes the calls down to Coach Versillo.
You ever meet Ron Emmert?
No, I don't know him.
You only coached with him for, what, 20 years? All right, here we go. Second and goal from about the 3. Mahoney, he doesn't get in. Central stacks him up around a 2.
Number 70, Jay Montero, was down at the bottom of that pile, and he would not let go because Casey Mahoney was struggling to get in there, but Jay Montero made a fine defensive play.
Montero, 5'9", 180-pound junior. There you see the Lacey cheerleaders. Third down and goal from about the 2. And again, Granado comes over to get the play directly from Versillo.
They probably have their goal line offense in there. They're big backs, and they don't want to change it.
All right, Stoop is the tight end on the right, and Hutler's the tight end on the left. Again, the Eagles stack it up. Sisella meets a wall. No, does not get in. Fired up Eagle defense. Walter Dudley again.
And number 29, John Tice, the sophomore, once again coming up with a big play.
And there you see the Golden Eagle fans getting behind him on that play. It's going to bring up 4th and goal, and they actually lost a little yardage, Tony. We'll call it 4th and goal from the 3-yard line.
At the bottom of that pile, it might have been Carla Panides who stacked everything up and wouldn't make Sisella have an opportunity to make a cut.
8 minutes left in the half. No score. Lacey, 4th and goal at the 3-yard line. Full house backfield in that power eye. Mahoney, touchdown. Mahoney, Casey Mahoney on the toss. 3-yard touchdown run for Mahoney. Time to score, 7:45 of the first half. Lacey 6, Central nothing.
They went back to what they've done all year. Toss power, and Casey Mahoney went right behind the power and got into the end zone.
The place kicker, Jason Dunn.
Now it's Kurt Falk, isn't it, number 9?
Falk?
Yeah.
All right. And the holder's Bill Simonson, I believe, number 30 should be. Yes. And that kick is good. 7-0, Lacey.
Eric Falk with the extra point.
Eric Falk, a 5'6", 140-pound senior. The Lacey band is now whooping it up. There you see the band.
One thing that we mentioned, the fact is that this is the kind of day with all this wind blowing that it's very, very important to have a good running game, and that's what we saw. Lacey went down the field, no passes, ran the ball right into the end zone. You know, we look at defensively, we look at these teams. Number 1 in the county and also number 1 in the shore is Lacey Township. They've only given up 1,100 yards, 140 yards a game through 8 games. And down the list at number 7 is Central, and they've given up 167 yards a game. So you have 2 fine defenses. But I think if it comes to the run defense, I think Lacey might be a little bit stronger against the run than Central is, and I think that might be a determiner today.
Gary Sisella came in today with 906 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns this year for Lacey Township.
And of course, you got Brian McCall, who's run for 800 yards and has 90 points off 15 touchdowns. So you have fine runners. Andy Parks has run for 500 yards for Central, and Casey Mahoney's run for over 500 yards for Lacey. So you have runners on both sides of the ball that can do a good job.
Well, again, Lacey will need a holder on the kickoff as they did to start the game. The wind still blowing strongly, so here's Jason Dunn. High end over end, Hirschblom at the 10-yard line. Brian Hirschblom trying to go wide to the left, and Lacey pursues well, and he stopped around the 24-yard line. Doug Lemanowitz, who has plenty of speed.
Right, and again, that you know, if he doesn't get him, Hirschblom has the kind of speed that can get down the sideline.
The experts in the newspapers picked this game kind of even, didn't they, Tony? I saw it kind of going both ways.
Both ways. Well, it's tough. You've got 2 7-0-1 teams. You've got 2 teams that have, you know, if you check their respective scores, you know, it's very close. It's going to be, you know, it's a tough game to call.
We got a little delay here. I didn't see anybody call a timeout. I think it's to get the chain set with the wind blowing. It took them a while to get it set position. Now we're ready to go. Or do we have a timeout? So now it looks like a timeout. We have an injured, I can't see it, but beyond the Lacey huddle, we have an injured player, Tony.
Oh, I didn't see it either.
I couldn't see it.
That's Brian Hirschblatt.
Knocked him off.
Right.
That was the delay.
Right.
Now we're ready. Hirschblatt okay.
He's walking off. That's a good sign.
All right, Central, the 1st and 10. They trail 7-0. They have the football at their own 23-yard line. Everybody's in tight wing left. Parks, nowhere to go. Lacey sends them backwards. Center of that defensive line was right there. Mahoney, the linebacker, on the bottom.
Exactly, but also number 57, Matt Catano, and also number 78, Rob Frazee. Those people have done an excellent job all year for this Lacey defense.
Catano goes 220 pounds. Frazee goes 225.
Right, and again, Central has some big people in there blocking. You've got Slade Ellis at 245, Averse at 265, McCurry at 190. And now somebody just jumped offside.
Penalty against Central, I believe, when they lined up. 5-yard penalty against the Golden Eagles. 2nd and 15. Central Regional.
I think I was right. If you go from right to left, it's better to throw the ball. So right now, Jason Pozo is throwing into the wind, which will affect his throwing a little bit. The long passes, I don't think anything will affect his short passes. He throws the ball so hard.
Steers comes to the near side as a wide back. Draw. The call. And he is going to get maybe 3 yards on the play. Pestrichello on a tackle.
Dave Pestrichello came out and just cut his ankles out from under him and made a good tackle and held him to about a 2-yard gain.
I mentioned both teams with a tie this year. Lacey was tied by Toms River South at Toms River South in a night game. Central was tied at home by Monsignor Donovan, who's in the playoffs. They are up at St. Joseph of Montvale today in the parochial playoffs. And that was a 17-17 tie and a field goal by Jay Haig of Monsignor Donovan. Pass complete. Rifled right in there. Beautiful pass, but it's short of the first down marker to Brian Hirschblatt.
And the tackle is made by Brian Tamel, number 18. Once again, as I said, the short pass will not be affected. Jason Pozo just threw that ball so hard, was right in there to Brian Hirschblatt. Nice catch by Brian Hirschblatt, who's only a sophomore.
4th down, and Central will have to punt. Tommy Loudon?
Yes, Tommy Loudon, number 24, is doing the kicking today.
Paul Dasty is the snap man. He makes a nice snap. And this is going to be Lemanowitz from the 42. He's all the way into Central territory, down the sideline, and did he ever go out of bounds? I don't think so. Now, beautiful return by Doug Lemanowitz. That's about a 43-yard return, Tony. So Lacey's knocking on the door once again, thanks to Doug Lemanowitz and his blockers. And the special teams of Lacey makes a big play for the Lions.
Well, one thing that becomes important is the special teams. You got the offense, defense, and I know being out here at practice yesterday, I watched Lacey on their special teams, and they spent about a half an hour in practice just working on their special teams.
Dunn and Pestrichello come to the near side, and now we have another flag.
False start against Lacey.
Lined up, and before they got their set formation, they moved, so it's a false start, and it'll be 5-yard penalty against the Lions. As you look at the Lacey coaching staff, Lou Brasil, the head coach, wearing the headset.
Lewis
talking to Ron Emmert.
Tremendous program here. He's had a tremendous career here at Lacey. Has been in the playoffs 5 times and won the state championship in 1988 and 1989.
Lou's 13th year of coaching. He coached at Red Bank Regional prior to coming to Lacey. Mahoney, inside the 10. Mahoney still running down to about the 7-yard line. Casey Mahoney, we have a penalty flag back at the 17-yard line, Tony.
They're calling a clip. Right there, I think if we would happen to get that replay, you can see why Casey Mahoney is going to be such an outstanding player. He's already is an outstanding player, but to be even better next year. He just lowered his head and ran through people on that run.
Mahoney, a junior. I mentioned Lou Versillo, his career record right now. Here's the replay, Tony. Go ahead.
Just take a look at this. You just watch their toss power. They toss it, and they pull people, and he gets back behind him. Now watch him lower his head and run over people right here. He just bang, and he just runs through people. And that's the kind of runner he is. But he also has speed.
4:05, clock running left in the first half. Lacey 7, Central Regional nothing. Lou Versillo came in today with 119 victories, 50 losses, and 3 ties in his career at Red Bank and Lacey.
Okay, now what's Dan Duddy's coaching record?
Is 12-4-1 to date and haven't completed his second year yet. Renato intercepted by Tice, the sophomore, John Tice, the cornerback, and he is a 6'1", 175-pounder, and he has played well today for Central Regional.
Yes, he has. He's made some good tackles. He's made some good defensive plays, and with that pick there, he takes some pressure off Central. Here's the interception. It's a bootleg, and you take a look. He steps up and just overthrows number 1, Pestricello, and it's picked off by Tice, number 29.
3 minutes and 22 seconds left to play. And the ball is on the 24-yard line. Here we go. Central on offense. McCall over the 30. It'll be a gain of about 6 on the play.
Brian Tamil came up to make the play there. But again, a good 6-yard run, good hard run by Brian McCall. You can see why he's one of the leading rushers and scorers in Ocean County.
Well, we got the sun today, Tony, but the wind's not going to die down.
Well, it's a little chilly, but, you know, you have to give a lot of credit because some of our camera people are being blown around. The one guy who doesn't like any kind of bad weather is Tony and Tessa. He stayed home today.
He was smart. He's going to miss a good ball game, though. McCall, short of the first down on 2nd and 4 by about a yard. He's up near the 35-yard line. Steers reporting back in there. You see Steers, 44. There you see Ed Heffernan, defensive coordinator of Lacey. He's done a great job over the years.
Oh, he sure has.
Don't forget, folks, don't go away at the half. We're going to announce our annual All-Star football squad. We've got some Lions and Eagles on that team. McCall, I don't think he got it, Tony.
I don't think so.
Less than a yard. I don't think he got it.
Defensive back came up and made the play. Right now, we've seen Lacey's defensive backs doing a good job, and again, Coach Heffernan wanted to say that.
He did get it.
Well, he did, but he wanted to give a lot of credit to the defensive back coach, Tommy Malik.
Mahoney calls the defensive signals from the coaching sidelines. He looks to get the signal from Heffernan. Mahoney was our player of the game in the Lacey win over Southern earlier in the season. It's the tailback. McCall can't seem to find a hole. He keeps spinning around, and he did a good job picking up maybe 3 yards.
Exactly right. He didn't have a whole lot there, but he kept his feet moving and finally ducked in behind a blocker and gained 4 yards. It's a nice gain.
1 minute, 20 seconds. Clock continues to run in the first half. Second and a long 6 for the Golden Eagles at their own 37-yard line. Wing left. They give to the tailback again, McCall. Eagles trying to establish that running game. Stoop comes up and makes the hit. Short of a first down by about 2 yards. 3rd down.
Stoop was helped by number 30, Bill Simonson, who plays either an outside linebacker, strong safety position for Lacey.
Under a minute to go, they call a timeout. And comparative scores, Tony. Let's take a look because they're in the same division. Pinelands Regional, Central won 28-19, Lacey won 7-3. Manchester, Central won 35-8, Lacey won 20-18. Freehold Township, both got shutouts. Central 40-0, Lacey 33-0. Freehold Borough, Central won 31-0, Lacey 49-7. Southern Regional, Central won 28-0. Lacey 28-7 won. And then, of course, Toms River South, Lacey was tied earlier in the season 6-6, and Central won 19-6.
Last weekend, right. But again, it's tough. Kids are funny. It's difficult to tell what's going on in the kid's mind each week. And again, as we said after the Toms River South game, a lot of focus was lost by Lacey. But again, the coaching staff has done an outstanding job of bringing these kids together. You can see it today that they're playing hard and have pretty much their minds focused on this game.
3rd and 2 for the Golden Eagles. Pozo motions to his wideouts to go further out. Screen, Parks, and Parks dragged out from behind. It's a first down, but Lacey Township did a pretty good job of shutting that down. Rob Frazee in there for Lacey.
Rob Frazee, they came in, they had a kind of a prevent defense, Lacey, and Rob Frazee was one of the linemen, and he came off his block and made an excellent tackle to pull him down from behind.
Central gets the first down just short of midfield, their own 49-yard line. Clock continues to run. 37 seconds left. Second back gets the call. McCoy breaks into the secondary, broke one tackle, a shoestring tackle, and he carries down to the 40-yard line. Should be a Central first down. Clock will stop to move the chains, and now Central is going to stop the clock with a timeout.
Well, now they're in a position where, with the arm that Pozo has, they can take a couple of shots at the end zone.
Lacey huddles up around Ed Heffernan to the sideline. Central does likewise. They go over to the sideline, talk to their coach, Dan Duddy. And while we have a chance, let's run down the visiting coaching staff today, because Dan Duddy's done a great job.
Yeah, he sure has. He and his staff have done a fine job, and he didn't have anything but good things to say about his assistants. First of all, his defensive coordinators, they work together, Vinny Casal and Steve Healy. George Steinhauser, who works with the defensive line. Paul Farley works with the defensive backs. Mike Conlon, who works with the offensive backs. Mike Clementi, their basketball coach, who works with their wide receivers. Sean Burke works with the linebackers. And, of course, Scott Campbell, who works with the offensive line and also is in charge of their strength program, which Dan Duddy said had a great deal to do with their improvement this year.
Yeah,
and
Central definitely a much stronger team physically this year than last year.
And they gave a lot of that credit to Scott Campbell and his weight program. And then the freshman coaches are John McGrath, Jim Tweed, who must be the biggest coach in Ocean County.
Tweed, a former Lacey Lion.
Right, and J.C. Theovine.
Tweed is a big dude. First down play, Golden Eagles. Pozo looks to the far side. Complete.
Dudley with a great catch.
Is that Dudley or Steers?
I think it's 34.
44.
34.
All right, Walter Dudley, if it's 34. It is, it's Dudley. There was two receivers over there. It looked like he missed the one, and there was Dudley to catch the ball.
Dudley dove, laid himself out, and caught the ball. I thought he was throwing to the hookup man, who just went down about 15 yards and hooked.
All right, we have another timeout on the field with 20 seconds to go. While we do, let's do likewise. Lou Brasilla's staff, we mentioned, there's Ed Heffernan, defensive coordinator.
Right, Lou once again gives his staff a great deal of credit. Ed Heffernan is his defensive coordinator. Rich Stratton works with his offensive line. Tommy Malik, the defensive backs. Chip Peterson, the defensive line. Ron Emmert, the quarterbacks and receivers. Mike Murphy, Tom Ramsey, and Ralph Beggar work with the freshmen, and they had a good freshman club also this year. But again, all these coaches, in preparing for this game, I want to just thank both coaching staffs, because they were so kind and so helpful in putting together some ideas of what they expected to happen today and giving us some of their insight of what they thought was going to be important today. So we want to thank them a great deal.
All right, 20 seconds left. Here we go. Clock will stop when they snap the ball. It's on the 22-yard line. First down, Central Regional. They trail 7-0. Pozo rolls out. Now he stopped, and he can't reverse his field. A little bit of mud there, Tony, and he couldn't get his footing to reverse his field.
Once again, Frazee and Bergstrom put the pressure on and wouldn't let him get outside, and that's important. Frazee just took an angle where he squared it off so he could make the play.
That's the end of the first half with a score. Lacey 7, Central nothing. You want to recap that scoring play by the Lacey Lions?
Right, the scoring play was the play started on the 28-yard, it was a 70-yard drive that was culminated by Casey Mahoney with a 3-yard touchdown run, and Eric Falk kicks the extra point at 7:45 of the second quarter to make it 7-0. Now again, you have to understand that twice Central was down in scoring territory and came away with nothing, and that's a big turnaround.
All right, here we go. It's time to unveil our 1993 Channel 8 All-Star Football Squad. It's a 35-man unit. It was selected by Tony, George Jeck, and Rick McDonough, and yours truly, Ken Turp. And in January, we'll have our All-Star show. We'll have our Player of the Year and Coach of the Year and some players from the squad. Let's go into it very quickly. The center this year is from Pinelands Regional, Barrett Cervetto, a senior. And we have another center from Toms River North, Mike Gorga, also a senior. The lineman this year on offense, Dave Garbarino, Toms River North, he's a senior. Jerry Caress, playing today for Lacey Township, he's a junior. And his counterpart, Central Regional's offensive tackle, Slade Ellis, a senior. And Monsignor Donovan has Bill Bressman on a team, a senior, and Mike Healy from Toms River East, another senior. The tight ends, we have two of them. One from Toms River North, senior Mike and Allen, and one from Toms River South, senior Corey Young. You want to pick it up on the quarterbacks, Tony?
Right, I get the offensive backs here, and that's a real pleasure. First of all, at quarterback, we have Jamie Toddings of Monsignor Donovan, who has led them into the playoffs, and of course, also for Central Regional, who we see playing here today, Jason Pozo, who has done an outstanding job. They're both seniors. Running backs, Ryan Concord, a senior from Monsignor Donovan, along with Gary Sasala from Lacey Township, who's a senior. Brian McCall from Central Regional, who's a senior. And one of our sophomores on the team, Amir Du from Admiral Farragut. The wide receiver is Ken Malshney from Toms River North, who's a senior. Defensively, we go to the defensive ends from Lacey Township, senior T.J. Hutler, and again, across the line from him, Charlie Parlapanides, defensive end from Central Regional, and Charlie's only a junior. Tackles, defensive tackle Peter Versa from Central Regional, and Mike Moran from Toms River South. They're both seniors. Two underclass defensive linemen, from Toms River North, Rich Lurchie, a junior, and Lou Pascavage from Pinelands, also a junior.
The linebackers this year in our dream team from Pinelands Regional, Devin Murray, and from Southern Regional, Mike Grimes, they are seniors. Playing today, Casey Mahoney of Lacey Township, and Frank Doherty from Toms River North, they are juniors. And from Toms River East, Toms River North, Frank Doherty and Tony McCurry from Central Regional. McCurry is a junior. The defensive backs, Stan Carney of Toms River East, Keith Jacobs of Monsignor Donovan, they are seniors. Lacey's Doug Lemanowitz playing today, a senior, and Pinelands Regional senior Josh Overholt, and a sophomore from Manchester Township, Joe Mickens. You want to do the special teams, Tony?
Okay, the special teams, the punter, Joe Falzone, their all-around player who made our all-Channel 8 team as the punter from Pinelands Regional. He's only a junior. Place kicker, probably one of the leading place kickers in the Shore and maybe the state. Senior Jason Haig from Monsignor Donovan. He was also our place kicker last year. And the return back is junior Mike Ozerwitz from Toms River South.
Four players repeated from last year. Slade Ellis of Central, Ryan Concord of Donovan, Gary Sasala of Lacey, and Jay Haig, the kicker, from Donovan. Our player of the year, quarterback, Jamie Toddings of Monsignor Donovan. He'll receive a special trophy in January. The coach of the year?
Coach of the year, we're seeing him on the field today, Dan Duddy from Central Regional, and he's done a fine job in leading his team to a 7-0-1 record.
Only in his second year, congratulations to Dan Duddy and his staff, Coach of the Year for 1993. That's the squad, 35 players, 7 from Central, 6 from Lacey, right, Tony?
Yeah, something like that. I think it's 6 and 5. 6 and 5.
All right, that's it. We're going to come back with a second half of action in a moment. You're watching the game of the week, and it's Lacey 7, Central nothing, South Jersey Group 3 playoffs.
It only takes a few quick drinks to be DWI in New Jersey. For a first offense, you will be arrested and you will lose your license. Makes you wonder why they call it the happy hour. A message from the New Jersey State Bar Foundation.
Welcome back to Central Regional, I should say Lacey Township for the Central Regional Lacey game. South Jersey Group 3 action. Did we lose our monitor, guys? I guess we did. Okay. We have Central kicking off. They'll go right to left. We can't tell if we lost our monitor. The sun is obscuring it. Tony's taking a close look. And we have a 7-0 game here. Lacey. And Lacey will receive. They'll go left to right. Pestricello, Lamanowitz, and Casal will be the backs, along with Mahoney on this return for Lacey. So looking back on our all-star football team, Tony, dominated by Lacey, Central, Donovan, and Tomsriver North.
That's exactly right. Central and North had 6 players. Lacey and Donovan had 5 each.
So congratulations to all the members of the team. And again, I hope you'll be with us in January when we have our All-Star Football Special, and we'll award the Coach of the Year trophy to Dan Duddy and the Player of the Year trophy to Jamie Toddings of Donovan. Mahoney from the 15, across the 30. And Mahoney, nice run back up across the 35-yard line. So Lacey puts the ball in play. Mahoney with the only score in the ball game, and the extra point by Eric Falk, and it's 7-0 Lacey. That came in the second quarter. Again, Mike Granata, the sophomore quarterback.
I think Lacey, for them to be successful in this half, they have to get a little bit more out of Mike Granato.
He had 2 interceptions in the first half. Gives to the tailback, Casal, flag on the play. Casal picks up about 6.
It's a holding call against Lacey, I think. And as of this point, we don't have a monitor.
All right, we'll have to, we won't see those close-in shots. There's the penalty being marched off. And it'll be back to the 25-yard line. It'll be first down and 25, 15-yard penalty.
It's about 21.
20, I'm sorry. It's 10-yard penalty.
It's from the spot of the foul.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
Okay. Pestricello comes to the near side. Falk to the far side. I should say done. It's the draw to Mahoney. And Mahoney gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Tony McCurry once again making a fine defensive play to stop that one. And right now, Lacey came out with a nice play on first down, got a penalty. Second play, Central loaded up on the run. Now, to open it up a little bit for their running game, they've got to get some yardage through the air. And Granato has to make some contributions here.
All right, Dunn's the wing back to the right. They go right. Mahoney with Sal blocking. And the Eagles stack it up pretty well. And they held it to a 5-yard gain because looked like Mahoney had a lot of blockers out there, Tony.
A lot of blockers, but number 56, Tony McCurry, came up and made a play again. McCurry's been all over the field.
Well, after they mark it, it's going to be a 5 or 6 yard game. We're going to call it third and 14. Ball's at the 31-yard line. Central doing some shuffling on defense as they bring in a new defensive end. Lemanowitz goes in motion. And Lemanowitz leads the blocking, Sasawa, and he's back to the original line of scrimmage to bring up third, about 10.
And number 75, Peter Verse on the bottom of that play.
Should say fourth down.
It's 4th and 11, and once again, the Coach Lou Versillo doesn't want to put their team in any trouble. Now you run the ball, and now you come to a punt situation.
Good snap, no rush. And Dunn gets the punt away. And we have good coverage by Central. So Lacey has the football back at their own 31-yard line. Nice punt by Dunn. I should say Central on offense, right?
Right. Central has the ball with the win. Now what they have to do right now is make some big plays to get back in this game, because in the fourth quarter, Jason Pozo will be throwing against the win. That might be one of the reasons why Coach Versillo and his staff didn't want to have Mike Granato throwing in that series, because they were throwing into the win.
Wing right. Pozo wants to throw on first play of the series. Whoa, they bump into each other. Flag on the play. They did bump Lemanowitz, and the intended receiver, I believe that's Zellman. Is that 88 or 89, Tony? 88?
89, I think. No, it's 88.
88. Jim Zellman, the right end. Let's see who it's against. Is it against Lemanowitz? Zellman acted as if it was.
For one thing in high school, it's only a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
And it's going to be against Lacey because the Lacey fans are booing.
Once again, the one thing that I said, right now in this quarter, Central has to use the win to their advantage. And the first play, they go deep to Zellman from Jason Pozo. And, of course, he had plenty on the ball. And, again, they called interference. I wouldn't have called it, but, again, I'm a defensive back coach.
All right, after the penalty, it's first down for Central at the 46-yard line of the Golden Eagles. Hirschblom comes to the near side as the flanker. Tailback crosses the 50 to about the Lacey 48-yard line. T.J. Huntler makes the stop on Brian McCall. Good gain by the Golden Eagles of about 7. They're going to make it 6. 2nd and 4.
That's what they have to do. They have to mix up their running and their passing. That's what Dan Duddy said they wanted to do. Wanted to throw and run equally to keep it balanced so that Lacey couldn't key on one part of their offense.
The tailback, Casey Mahoney, makes the stop for Lacey at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Third down coming up for the Golden Eagles. Houseworth in on a stop also, the defensive end.
It's a true about 3rd and 3.
Gave him about a yard. Where they marked, when I say gave him, I mean where the official marks the ball. I don't think anybody gave him anything. They earned it. Tailback McCall, first down for Central Regional. Ball right in front of us, Tony.
I don't know if that's a first down. They're going to measure. That might be 4th down.
Well, now the point of the ball may be just a little bit short. When he fell down, I thought he had it.
Well, they marked it where his knee hit, and that brought it back, so it's going to be 4th down and about 6 inches.
They're not even going to measure, are they?
No, and again, it looks like Central's going for it.
All right, here we go. 4th down and less than a yard for the Golden Eagles. The ball at the Lacey 44-yard line. Quarterback sneak, he's got it.
Got a 205-pound quarterback who's a good athlete. That's a good choice.
Third quarter action here at Lacey Township High School. There you see Mike Steers reporting in place of Dudley at wingback.
Again, right there on that play, you have Jason Pozo on that quarterback sneak going behind the heart of his offensive line, Pat Tunney, Tony McCurry, and Jason Montero.
Come on, defense! Wingback on the right side. Pozo to throw, got time, and it was tipped by a Lacey defender, incomplete.
He just has nice action on the football, doesn't he?
Looks like he's trying to go to Parlo Panides, the left end, cutting across from left to right.
They run that two tight end set, that tight set. A lot of it's from the old brick stuff. Here you can see it right now. And you see the tight end trying to cross, and he's covered well by Mahoney and number 18, Brian Tamel.
Hirschbaum right in front of us as the flanker to this side. McCall running hard, and he picks up about 5.
He's getting some nice blocking from his offensive line, his offensive tackle on that one, Peter Versa. Slade Ellis doing a nice job.
2nd and 5 for the Golden Eagles. They moved the football down to Lacey Township's 37-yard line. They are moving. Again, McCall from the tailback. First down, Central. He takes it down at about the 32-yard line. Tony, of course, Dan Duddy, a Brick disciple. He played at Brick. He coached at Brick for many years. I noticed another thing he had today during the warm-up, the baseball caps instead of the helmets when they warm up.
Right.
That's something Brick has always had.
They also had their helmets lined up on the sideline. He's brought a lot of things from Brick with him, also a lot of winning.
All right, here's a first down for Central Regional. Now the official steps in, and it looks like an illegal procedure penalty against the Eagles. 5 yards.
We have a legal procedure penalty against the Golden Eagles.
1st and 15 for the Golden Eagles. Both teams come in today 7 wins, no defeats, and 1 tie. Looking at the out-of-conference games, you'd say maybe Lacey played a little tougher schedule. They had North and Brick Memorial, and Central had Monsignor Donovan, a good club, who they tied, and then Point Borough, a little weaker team. All right, they go off the left side, and they get not too much yardage. It's going to bring up 2nd down, about 14. They had a common opponent out of the conference, Southern Regional, which, of course, both teams defeated this year.
Rather handily, but again, Southern had a lot of injuries that hurt them, but both teams were able to pile up 28 points on Southern Regional.
2nd down play. Pozo fumbles the ball, and it looks like it's loose. Andy Parks picked it up, then he got hit, he dropped it. Now, who's on it?
They're calling the ball down, and they're going to give it to Central.
Central retains possession. And Lou Versillo took, I should say Rich Stratton took his hat and threw it on the ground on that one. The assistant coach of Lacey, Ed Heffernan, couldn't believe it.
Lou's pleading also, and again, I have to agree with him. The ball was laying out there, and Doug Lamanowitz recovered it, but they called it down.
3 minutes, 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 7-0 Lacey on top. Pozo being rushed. Throws to his back, call. And it'll take a loss of about 5 or 6 on that play.
Ed Heffernan has designed an outstanding defensive game plan. He has his 2 defensive ends on that situation, number 88, T.J. Hutler, and number 40, Chris Bergstrom, come at angles where when they run the bootleg, that Jason Pozo can't get outside him, and that's what they did there. They kept him contained and forced him to drop the ball off to someone he didn't want to.
Tom Loudon, the punt. Fair catch, Brandis. Now, he ran with the ball, but he didn't signal for the fair catch. The other back did.
Right, but
that should be a penalty.
No, it isn't, because he didn't run. He stopped.
All right.
He didn't realize that Casey Mahoney was waving for a fair catch.
We saw that in the last game we did, Tony. The South Central game, there was a call for the Central player signaling for a fair catch on a kickoff.
0284814. Please report to press box.
All right, Lacey's Granada getting in there late with a play here. They're going to have to hurry up.
No, they've got plenty of time. They haven't even marked it yet. They started the 25-second clock.
They're still
now.
getting Hutler in there. When they go that two tight end offense, Hutler will be the left end. First down at the 18-yard line. And again, Lacey trying to get a man off the field. Pastricello when Hutler went in there, and it cost them timeout. Or it was going to be a delay of game. They called a timeout.
Well, again, one of the problems when you flip-flop personnel, sometimes you call a play and the right personnel isn't in there, and you have to get the right personnel in there. So
how come the clock's
very
still
wisely,
running? The clock's still running. That clock was still running, folks.
very wisely, they tended to call timeout so they wouldn't get a penalty.
We had to put time back on that clock, folks. It was running for at least 10 seconds after the timeout, maybe longer. There you see Coach Versillo always wears that Notre Dame hat. I guess that brings him the luck of the Irish.
Yes, it does. And if you look, we can't get a picture of Ron Emmert, who's up top. Before I tell you, he's got a hat that's older than, dirt. I think that, that was nothing but sand when he got that hat.
The official's checking once the time straightened out on the clock. The official down on the field. There you see him signaling up to us, the guys next to us in the booth. There you see the official timer on the left. The NJSIA provides even the crew on the yard down markers.
Yes, they do. They want to make sure that there's no home field advantage here. And of course, sometimes you get officials who, are unfamiliar with the teams, and you get a lot of things called that don't necessarily have to be called.
10 seconds went back on the clock. 2 minutes and 32 seconds to play in the third quarter as Lacey has a first down. Sasala, and he gets to the 15-yard line.
On that play, Lacey is in their power eye set, and the extra back in there is number 34, Art Brannigan, who's an outstanding runner in his own right. He's only a junior, and he'll probably team with 22 Casey Mahoney next year. But in this situation, they're just trying to gain some tough yards between the tackles, and they give the ball and lead with those backs.
Now Lacey brings in the wide receivers, Lamanowitz coming to the near side, Pastricello to the far side. Second down and 8. It's Sasala, and Sasala crosses over the 20-yard line and just a little short of the first down.
Good blocking on the corner there by number 22, Casey Mahoney, and number 80, Steve Stoop.
It's going to be 2 yards short. Third down. 7-0. Lacey Township leading Central Regional. This is not the Thanksgiving Day game, folks. This is the South Jersey Group 3 state playoff first round action. These two teams will go at it again right here at Lacey a week from today. Mahoney looking for the first down. He should have it at the 25-yard line. By the way, Tony, we should mention congratulations, win or lose tomorrow, Sunday, to the Lacey Township field hockey team. The girls are playing in the first ever state championship game for Lacey Township, and they go to Trenton State College Sunday to play the defending champions, two-time champions of West Essex.
Well, the one thing about these girls going up to Trenton State, they'll play on a field that's AstroTurf, and it'll be a little bit quicker than what they're used to. So it might be a tough adjustment for both teams.
All right, Sasala, and he picks up about 2. Paul Dasty, 6'2", 250-pound junior tackle, makes the stop.
Right now, Lacey's relying on their offensive line of Schinder, Karaz, Boyer, Dolan, and Diab to carve out some yardage here because they're just pretty much concentrating on the run right now.
2nd and 8 for the Lions. 14 seconds left in this quarter. It's been a fast quarter, Tony.
Well, they're running the ball and not a whole lot of passing, so the clock keeps moving.
Lamanowitz was in motion. Looked like one of the Lacey players did not set a full second before the snap.
Number 54, Jerry Carraz, I would think, was having trouble hearing the snap count from Granado because all the linemen were set, and then he went down to set at the last instant, which created a penalty.
5-yard penalty against Lacey Township. 2nd and 15, 3 seconds to go in this quarter. And now they'll run the clock out. That's the end of the third quarter with a score. The home team, Lacey Township Lions. Now, wait a minute. Now we have the official. Clock shows no time left. Are they going to let them run one more play, Tony? Or are they going to, they're going to put some more time on the clock. Okay. So we're not through the third quarter yet.
I didn't think the clock started on an offensive penalty, but the officials, they're only getting paid.
This should be the final play of the quarter here. 2nd and down for Lacey Township. Sala turns it outside and finally knocked down around the 25-yard line, and that should be the end of the third quarter. We'll wait for the officials to signal it.
They did, and that tackle was made by number 29, sophomore John Tice, who was playing an outstanding game on defense for the Golden Eagles, and they think that he'll be a real plus next year at quarterback when Pozo graduates.
All right, we will be back with the final quarter of the state championship playoff game in just a moment. After 3, it's Lacey Township 7, Central Regional nothing.
Want to do something really nice for your friends? Next time you go out with them, if they're going to be drinking alcohol, offer to be the designated driver for the evening. That means you stick to non-alcoholic drinks and drive everyone home safely. Next time, one of them can do the same thing for you. You could be saving them from being arrested or having a serious accident. You could even be saving their lives. Now that's what I call a friend. For more information on drinking and driving, write the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
Hi everyone, this is Ken Turp. Welcome back to the final quarter of today's Game of the Week on Delta Cable, Channel 8, Tom's River. And we have a good one. It's a defensive game with both teams moving the ball, but only one touchdown so far. Lacey leading Central 7-0. With me, Tony Sermarini. Our director today is Ed Senior. Well, going to bring up a punt here. So Central hanging tough, but they've got to get a score here.
Right,
in the
once
final
again,
quarter.
Lacey was very conservative on that play, just a toss on a 3rd and 9, and Charlie Parlapanides made a good play for Central.
Dunn, punting, takes a good Lacey bounce, real good Lacey bounce. That bounced about 25, 30 yards, still going, and all the way inside the 25-yard line. Nice punt by Dunn. By the way, you saw that as we cut out at the end of the third quarter, our crew took a shot at that state championship banner furling over the home side here from 1988. Reminds me, Keith Elias closing out his great career today for Princeton University at Dartmouth.
Hopefully he has a good game and also wins one and gives them a good chance.
McCall, the ball carrier, and he goes down around the 27-yard line. Should be a pickup of 3.
About 3 yards. Hutler on the bottom of that pile.
What a career Keith Elias had, not only here at Lacey, leading the Lions to 2 straight South Jersey Group 3 state championships, but breaking all the records, running the ball, scoring at Princeton University.
Yes, he has. He broke all of, I think, Judd Garrett's records.
Whoa, fumble! And let's see who's on it. Apparently Central retained possession. They lose close to 2 yards on a play.
Brings up 3rd and about 10. The bottom of the pile is Hawsworth and number 40, Bergstrom.
By the way, Keith's old teammate here at Lacey, Garrett Gardy, closing out his junior season playing for Cornell at Franklin Field in Philadelphia against undefeated Penn.
That's right.
3rd down for the Golden Eagles. They try to run it and they lose yardage. Didn't fool Lacey at all. Mahoney's in there.
Hutler, Bergstrom.
Hutler, number 40, Chris Bergstrom, the linebacker. Lamanowitz, they were all there. Big defensive play by the Lacey Lions and a good stand by the Lions on defense.
Once again, as we said, in this 4th quarter, Central will be going against the wind, which is now that you're behind and you might have to throw, is not to your advantage.
That punt by Falk that took a great roll may be a big factor in this game. Whoa, did he fumble? No. Lacey has the ball. That was close. And Lacey in excellent field position in Central territory at the 43-yard line. Lacey leading 7-0, final quarter of play. We do have overtime in state playoff action.
Ken, let me tell you about overtime in state playoffs. In 1975, we went to the state playoffs and spent an hour Friday night looking at those rules about overtime play. We lost 54-6.
Talking about Southern against Mainland? Sterling. Flag on a play. Was that around 1975?
75, we kind of let, after about the first 8 minutes, I think they had scored something like 4 or 5 touchdowns. We kind of left the sidelines and let Ron Emmert by himself. Blamed him.
Against Central Regional.
I think the left defensive end jumped on that, Ken.
1st and 5 for Lacey. Well, Lacey's used to these kind of games in their last few ball games. They've had some close games. They had a 2-point win over Manchester, and last week was a 7-3 win over Highlands, right?
And they had to drive the ball 99 yards and scored a touchdown to win the game in the 4th quarter.
Sasawa. And after he got hit, he kept his feet and managed to make it into a gain. Going to be 2nd down and 3.
Mike Dolan just reported into the offensive line for Lacey.
Well, our old Channel 8 color analyst, Bob Strangia, has 2 of his former assistants in this game. Lou Versil, the head coach of Lacey, and Steve Healy, defensive coordinator of Central, across the way.
Right.
Both coached at Red Bank under Bob Strangia. Sasawa tried to bounce off his blocker, and Central shut it down.
Central's defensive line right now is doing a nice job.
Lonnie Howe, the linebacker, a junior, came up and closed off the hole.
He's going to run the clock down.
Now you got 3rd and 4.
I know, isn't it amazing? Again next week. Right here.
That's a big play for Central. They've got a hold here and get the ball back. 7:24 left in the game. Central trailing 7-0. The wind blows the ball off the line of scrimmage. Official sets it back up at the 35-yard line. 3rd down and 3 for the Lions.
I got to win that one next week.
Granado rolling out. Throws. Lamanowitz. No, he did not catch it. They say he trapped it. Official was right there, Tony.
It's number 80, Steve Stoop, made an outstanding effort.
Well, it's 4th down, and Lacey 3 yards away, but they do send on their punting unit.
This is a good, wise move here. You know, you've got the wind at your back. Pin them deep. Make them drive the ball.
Well, Dunn this time wants to try to angle it to the sideline. He sends it high. Lacey down here to cover it, and they're going to keep that ball from going in the end zone. They'll stop it inside the 5. Beautiful special teams play by Lacey.
Excellent job. Jason Dunn put that ball up nice and high and kind of let the wind carry it and float it down to about the 2-yard line. Oh, the 1-yard line, I'm sorry.
6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the ball game. Clock running, and Central has their work cut out for 99 yards away. And the most valuable player in this ball game may be done.
He's done a nice job of kicking the football, boy.
That's right.
They get him a call. He's trying to get some breathing room. He gets it out to the 5.
It's a nice run off the left side of the line behind Aversa and Parla Panides just to get 4 or 5 yards, so Central has some breathing room.
2nd and 5 for Central. Again, McCall out near the 9-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and short, but there'll be a long 3.
It's another one of the old brick philosophies. If a play is successful, run it again. They just ran the same thing and gained another 3 yards. Now they're in a 3rd and 2 situation.
All right, here we go. Eagles with a big 3rd down play here, deep in their own territory.
He's got to throw it. No, he's not.
Well, McCall was hit inside the 10, but he spun across the 10. It's going to be very close. Looks from here like he may be a little bit short, but we're on a bad angle, Tony.
Well, I'm kind of watching the officials. I always like to watch the way they spot it. I never agreed with them when I coached, and I still don't.
No measurement. It's 4th down the yard. So Central, with 4 minutes 55 seconds, apparently is going to punt it out into the wind.
Kick it out of here. Yeah, he's got to take the chance out here. It's a high school game. It's not a pro
So
game.
Tommy Loudon standing in the end zone, the punt. Lamanowitz up at the 30-yard line for this punt, expecting a short punt or maybe a fake. A bad punt. And it looks like Lacey has a return of the 1. Was that Lamanowitz? Looks like 27, Tony?
Yeah, it did look like 27. I'm not sure what the reeling's going to be. Safety.
All right, it's
Safety.
going to be 2 points. 2 points for Lacey. That'll make the score 9-0, and then Central will have to kick to Lacey.
Yeah. Here we go again. We can watch this. You watch Tommy Loudon kind of hesitates and then gets the ball off the end of his foot. And watch him hesitate. Now he gets it off the end of his foot, and it kind of dribbles into the end zone, and I guess no one recovered it, and it was knocked out of the end zone, which means that it would be a safety against Central.
So there's a big play there. And the Lacey special teams, their great punting by Dunn, Jason Dunn, and their special teams has been big today. Four minutes, 24 seconds left to play in a football game. The winner today, well, goes on to the finals December 4th. If Lacey wins the championship game in South Jersey Group 3, will be played right here. If Central wins, the game will be played either at Egg Harbor or Pennsauken.
I know if Lacey wins that they pretty much want a rematch with Egg Harbor, because Egg Harbor knocked them off last year in the championship game right on this field.
Shut them out, right?
Yeah, I think it was 14-0.
Now, you said Egg Harbor lost to Ocean City this year.
Right.
And
I think the other team they lost to was Absecami.
And Pennsauken has lost once to Highland Regional, a team you said gave Washington Township their only tough game of the year.
Washington Township's only tough game. It was 21-14 in the fourth quarter, and then Washington Township punched another one in to make it 28-14. But Washington Township's ranked number 1 in the state and number 12 in the nation. They were the team that knocked off, Washington Township knocked off Brick in the Group 4 finals last year.
Led by a running back by the name of Kerner, who was very good.
Jim Kerner is not only a good football player, but they think will be a high draft pick in baseball.
Well, Loudon, who had that bad punt, will try it again on a kickoff. And it's a nice kick. Goes out of bounds on the far side or inside the 40-yard line of Lacey. So, is Lacey going to take the penalty right now? They got pretty good field position.
That's not where they're going to take it. I think there's a penalty and they take it upfield a little bit. We'll have to see.
Let's see what they do here. They kick it over again.
I don't think they're going to take it over. Going to get the ball on the 45-yard line of Central. Boy, that's a big break right there.
So Lacey gets excellent field position once again here.
Now you can be Lacey Township and play Lacey Township football. Just run it and run the clock out because Central needs 2 scores to come back and win this football game. You're Lacey, you want to get that clock moving and let it keep moving, so you don't want to throw the ball. You want to run it, make that clock move.
All right, here they mark it on the right hash mark, and Lacey Lions ready to go. Final 4 minutes, 24 seconds of the ball game. I'm not sure if that clock is right, Tony, is it?
I don't know.
I thought it was. Here we go. Sasala running to the near side, turns the corner, and picks up about 3.
Gary Sasala just showed me something. First of all, he ran outside, and he saw the possibility if he continued to run, he would get knocked out of bounds. He went to his knee after he picked up 3 or 4 yards, so the clock would keep running. There's a senior who has some idea about what's important today, and that's winning the football game, not statistics.
It's 4 yards, 2nd and 6 for Lacey. Ball's at the 42-yard line of the Golden Eagles. Against Sasala, straight ahead. Tackled by Lonnie Howe. Picks up about 3. Going to bring up 3rd and 3 for Lacey.
Kind of have 2 downs to run this ball and keep that clock moving.
Lamatowicz brings the play in, replacing,
Brannigan, number 34, Brannigan.
Clock continues to run. 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Central needs a big play defensively. Mahoney powers his way with his right shoulder. And let's see, going to be very close here on the first down at that 35-yard line.
Lonnie Howe was in on that tackle. Central is right now the size, I think, a little bit of the size of that running back. Both Sasala and Mahoney starting to take a toll.
Lonnie Howe limping after that collision with Mahoney.
Now you see number 42, Andy Parks, running in. He's going to take Lonnie Howe's place.
Lonnie Howe limps off.
But again, this is a young Central team and a tough Central team. There's a lot of fight left in them.
First down for Lacey to 35, and they're trying to run off the final 2 minutes and 35 seconds here. Lamatowicz in motion to lead the blocking. Sasal on a pitch. Takes it down to about the 32-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Well, once again, he did a nice job. He ducked in behind all his blockers and gained 4 yards. And, of course, the important thing is there are 2 minutes and 9 seconds left.
9-0. Lacey in blue leading the Central Golden Eagles in white. Sasala once again dives forward across the 30-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd and about 4.
And the clock's still running.
1 minute, 36 seconds to go in the ball game. It's going to be frustrating for Central.
You sit there and watch, and you know that they need a big play, and I guess they're going to wait until this play's over and call a timeout. They need a lot of, they need 2 scores, so they need those timeouts.
Mahoney still on his feet. Mahoney breaks a tackle. Mahoney's on the 7-yard line. First down Central, or Lacey. And Jason Pozo is hurt. Mahoney ran right over him.
He's okay. He's getting up. Okay. I think he was more frustrated that he didn't make the tackle than he was hurt.
Jason limping off. He'll go out. What a run by Casey Mahoney.
And he's the guy that scored the first touchdown, and we've seen him both offensively and defensively be a big force today. And my concern right now is hopefully that Jason Pozo is all right.
1 minute, 11 seconds left in the football game. Lacey first and goal at the Central 7-yard line. We have a Central injury. Jason tried to walk off the field, the quarterback, and the safety on defense, and then he wisely
I think
laid down to avoid any further injury.
Wanted him to lay down and make sure he was okay, get his doctor and his trainer out there to make sure that Jason Pozo's all right, because they still got a big game left next Saturday.
I was just going to say, we just went through this emotional ball game, Tony, and they got to do it all over again in a week.
Exactly right. That's why you want to see Jason Pozo be fine and healthy and be ready to play. And he's trying. Look at, you can see the courage, and he just wants to get off, and he'll be ready. He'll be back in a play or two.
Same time, same place next week.
Same announcers. Hey, we'll run out of things to say, Ken.
Same two of us. All right, Granado bringing them up. And let's see if Lacey puts some icing on the cake here. Under a minute to play. Power I formation. And one of the Eagles looked like he jumped from that right tackle position, Tony. Let's see if the Eagles are offside.
Yes, they are. Lacey's cheering.
Half the distance to the goal line, inside the 5-yard line. It'll be first and goal from the 3-yard line. So we'll be here 2 weeks away for the championship game. It'll be Rick McDonough and George Scheck. We always split the playoff games up between the 2 announcing crews. So Rick McDonough will be here in Lacey to bring you that game against the winner of Pennsauken and Egg Harbor. Mahoney did not get in. Now he does get in. Looked like he was stopped. Mahoney, and he spins off. 3-yard touchdown run. Casey Mahoney. And Central now is down 15-0. Time and a score, 24 seconds left in the football game.
Pretty much that's the way Casey Mahoney's run all day. He just wears you down. He's so big and strong.
We got to pick a player of the game. I'm voting for one. We could have 3 if you want. You want to go offense, defense, and special teams? Who are you going with? Here's the extra point by Dunn. Simonson Holt. No signal yet. We have a penalty here, Tony?
Yeah, I think so. And Central player Jason Montero is down, but he's up. He got up on his own.
Pass rush, one of those ends. Gonna go him on offense? Defense? He rushed the passer. All right. Here's the, they fumbled a snap on the extra point after the penalty, and Jason Dunn is tackled, and the extra point is no good. The score remains 15-0.
ball game. Score, Lacey Township High School 15, Central Regional nothing.
Okay, I think that our players of the game are announce an offensive player, Ken.
Offensive player? All right, we like Casey Mahoney's running today.
Right. Defensively, number 40, Chris Bergstrom.
Linebacker.
Linebacker, defensive end, who did a great job at containing number 12, Jason Pozo. There's so many people that could be.
Could have been T.J. Hutler or Hasworth at end.
Or how about the offensive line, Jerry Carraz, Rob Schinder, Mike Dolan, Chuck Boyer, Rich Diab. All these boys contributed very, very heavily to this victory today.
And we're going to give one to Jason Dunn because his kicking in a crucial part of the ball game, I think, turned this game over completely to Lacey and late in the ball game.
And he's also had strong kickoffs all day.
And there's another one. Goes out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So Lacey will stay undefeated. Central will gear up for a rematch next week, while Lacey, of course, will have their mind on that December 4th game. They still got to worry about playing the Golden Eagles again before that happens.
And the one thing you don't want to do is necessarily take on the Golden Eagles, because now their pride's a little bit injured. They lost. They'll want to have revenge. They'll want this game to, so they'll have the emotional advantage next week, and I think that that's so important in high school football, having that emotional advantage.
Central says, let's kick it over again. That's what Lacey will do. And, yeah, like I said in the pregame, Tony, the only time I ever saw two Thanksgiving Day rivals play back-to-back, it was 1979. Toms River North went to Brick Township for the Shore Conference championship game. It was moved from Thursday to Saturday. Brick Township won it, and then they met again up in Giant Stadium for the South Jersey Group 4 championship. And Toms River North, behind Bobby Mangold, the quarterback, won 15-14, so they split.
That was an exciting game up there in the Meadowlands, and gave North its first state championship.
But that was reversed. The regular season game first, because they met in the finals of the playoff, whereas Lacey and Central are playing their state game before the Thanksgiving game, being that they met first round playoff. This is Parks, and Parks fumbles, and Central covers at 45-yard line. We have 14 seconds left in the ball game.
And again, this game is over, but I know that the Central coaches are thinking about getting ready for next week. The Lacey coaches right now probably want to take maybe tonight to enjoy this one, and then they have to think about Central all over again.
Lacey goes to 8 wins and 1 tie on the season. Central 7 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie.
Still an outstanding year, and Dan Duddy and his staff should be very proud of what they've accomplished.
So don't forget, next week we'll be here again for the Shore Conference Class B South Championship game. The same 2 teams, same place. That's it. Lacey has won the first round playoff game with the win today over Central Regional. Here's Tony Sermarine to recap the scoring in the ball game by Lacey Township.
Okay, Lacey won the game 15-0 in the second quarter with 7:45 remaining. Casey Mahoney scored on a 3-yard run. Eric Falk kicked the extra point. Then we have to go to the fourth quarter, and with about 3 minutes remaining, there was a block kick, and he kicked one out of the end zone, and that was a 2-point safety to make it 9-0 for Lacey. Then with, 24 seconds left, Casey Mahoney once again scored on a 3-yard TD run to make it 15-0. The extra point was bobbled, and that's the final score, 15 for Lacey, nothing for Central.
All right, a good ball game by 2 good football teams. And we're looking forward to the rematch next week here at Lacey on Channel 8. And then As I said, Rick, Tony and I will be bringing you that game, and then Rick McDonough and George Check will bring you the state championship game December 4th from Lacey High School. Lacey will go home and get the score from the Penn Sauk and Egg Harbor game, hoping they're going to get a rematch with Egg Harbor.
Yes, they do. But I guess they really don't care. They just won the game, and that's what's important right now. And I think we saw some real good things. Gary Sasala knew what was important. The important thing was to keep the clock running. When he was running towards the sideline, he slid down, took a knee inbound so the clock would continue to run. I thought that was a real impressive thing, and I think there's a lot of credit to the Lacey coaches for getting their team focused after the last 3 weeks. And of course, you can't say anything but good things about the Central Regional team and their staff, for how hard they played and what a good job they've done in the last 2 years to get to this position.
All right, we're going to head down to the field for the post-game show, and we'll be back with the interviews in just a moment.